had it.
Well, when are we going to start with the makeup classes?
He wanted it in the governor's office. She said it's urgent.
Right.
Somebody said that the other day. Lovely. Exactly the same thing.
Come in. Have you seen this? What on earth did you tell Guthrie?
Nothing. I just referred him to Sergeant Holborn.
Well, it says there the police have decided not to continue investigations. Did you tell him that?
No. Well, not exactly.
Not exactly. If Lynn finds out we're not continuing to get an appeal for her, she'll go straight back on a hunger strike. I want all articles on that case removed from the newspapers before the prisoners are allowed to read them.
Yes. I'm sorry, but I don't think this is really my fault. Guthrie seemed to know all about the case before I spoke to him.
Yes, obviously Lynn's been talking to Masters.
Oh, poor Lynn.
Well, it's not just Lynn. What about the parents of the child she was convicted of kidnapping? How do you think they feel?
Where the hell have you been?
I told you, I had a business lunch.
Was it blonde or brunette this time?
Oh, not again. Do we have to go through this every time I go out? If you don't believe me, ask Pete.
He'd lie anyway. Have you seen the papers?
Yes.
Well, is that all you've got to say?
What do you expect? If they weren't picking on us, they'd be picking on some other poor devils.
It's easy for you to be philosophical, flying around the world every few days. I'm the one who has to stay here and listen to the sniggers and the whispers.
You don't have to stay. Your mother's been asking you for weeks to go and visit her.
And what would you get up to whilst I was away? That's what's caused this mess in the first place.
I just thought you'd like me to drive you up there. The break would do you good, just until this thing blows over.
Would you stay, too?
You know I've got a flight tomorrow.
Of course. All right. I'll get Richie ready. Don't drink too much if you're driving.
Switch that off, Travers. Arrange these seats in rows.
We're going to have a beauty demo.
I can hardly wait.
Oh, Bee's helping. Why don't you join in?
No, thanks. There's nobody I want to impress.
I wouldn't worry about it, Doctor. There's some people you just can't help.
Come with me, Masters.
But I'm about to give my class.
It'll have to wait.
Oh, Mrs. Jackson.
No arguments.
I'm sorry, ladies.
Wouldn't you know? Plain typical.
What was all that about?
I've no idea.
It's not fair.
No, what's so important it can't wait?
Whatever it is, it's none of your business, Smith. Just sit quietly until she returns.
Drop on your head, Vera.
Have you any idea what this publicity is going to do?
Of course.
I'm sure you have. It makes you look like the champion of the underdog. Have you thought of the effect on others? What about the child's parents?
They are not in prison. Lynn and I are.
In your case, it's your own fault. You could have applied for bail.
I'm not interested in bail. I'm interested in freedom.
Did you tell your solicitor we'd abandoned all inquiries into Lynn's appeal?
Well, isn't it true?
That is not the point. The girl is over 4 months pregnant. She's just come off a hunger strike.
All the more reason why she shouldn't be in here. And when I finish, she won't be. Well, if that's all, may I return to my class?
This article will not be seen by anyone else inside the prison. If Lynn learns about it, I'll know how.
What sort of a person do you think I am?
Oh, you may go. What do you make of her?
I don't know. But if she can help Lynn where I couldn't,
There's only one person she's out to help, and that's herself. I don't like influence being used in this way. It only causes trouble.
Hey, where's the Matador, eh?
Here it is. Hey! I saw it, man. Come on, give it to me. Oh, Lizzie. Oh, God. Now look what you've done. It's your fault. Oh, it was your fault.
Hand it over, Lizzie.
No, it's mine.
Oh, get it over. Break it up, you lot.
Anderson, go and get yourself cleaned up. You two. Give me that.
Take.
Go on. Out and get cleaned up.
Here, you want a refill?
Oh, no. You get me drunk.
It's a bit late for that. Here, remember that bloke when we shared the flat in St Kilda? He drank so much he was useless.
No?
I had to tell him to take a cold bath to sober up.
Oh, yeah. He turned blue. I thought he was going to die of pneumonia.
What's going on?
Oh, hello, Eddie. I want you to meet a friend of mine, Yvonne. Oh, do you want a drink?
Oh, you look as though you've had enough already. You'd better leave.
Now, hang on, Eddie. Yvonne's a friend of mine.
Yeah, friend or workmate?
How dare you? You don't want me to have any friends, do you? You want me to stay cooped up in this dingy little flat all on my own? Well, I got news for you. I got my own life to lead.
Yeah, well, if it's with people like that, you're not doing it here.
I'll go.
You can move in with me, Mandy.
Now, hang on, Marilyn. You're not walking out on me again.
Let me go.
No.
You let me go or I'll get someone to make you wish you had.
All right, then. If that's how you feel about it, go. Didn't take long, did it?
Come on, Mandy.
Well, I don't see why we can't watch telly.
What do you expect, acting like a load of yahoos?
The class was ruined on purpose. None of this would have happened if Mrs. Davidson hadn't called Helen away just as class was about to start.
Mrs. Davidson isn't usually unfair.
Hey, what do you want to see you about anyway?
I can't say.
Can't or won't?
It would be much better if you didn't make me say, honestly.
Well, something strange is going on. Look.
Has this got anything to do with it? Don't worry. I'll find out.
Hello, Susie. It's Paul. Oh, I just thought you might like to come over to my place this evening. She's at her mother's. Oh, she'll be gone for a couple of weeks. Great. Oh, and Susie, bring your gear and we'll drive straight out to the airport in the morning. Right.
I expect an even greater cover in the morning paper.
You think it'll do any good?
Oh, it's bound to. Besides, the prosecution's case isn't strong. The one witness to the accident isn't very reliable. His description of the way the driver was dressed matches nothing in Miss Masters' wardrobe. And with this kind of publicity.
Looks like Helen's going to get away with it, then.
Oh, it's a rather strange expression, but the way things are going, I expect to see justice done.
I hope so.
Hi, come in.
You think this is a good idea?
Best one I've had all day. Like a drink?
You look like you've had a few already. Remember, you're flying in the morning.
Yeah. And we'll be flying tonight.
God, you're corny. I'll have scotch on the rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Your wife's trip to her mother's was a bit sudden, wasn't it?
Yeah, she's upset about the newspaper article concerning Rich's kidnapping.
And you saw it as an opportunity to get her out of the way for a few days.
Cheers.
You're a heartless bastard. Cheers.
Vera, still on duty? Thought you're on the early shift.
I'm just doing some overtime.
Are you all right? I noticed you haven't been looking well lately. Have you been sleeping since your mother died? Well, I know what it was like for me when Bill went. Why don't you see Greg? Perhaps he could give you something.
There's nothing I want from Greg, thank you.
This isn't exactly what you're used to, is it?
It won't be for long.
I heard you get out any time you liked. Just pay your bail. What are you staying in for? You're skint.
Of course not. It's a matter of principle.
I heard principles were easiest to live up to in a comfortable bed.
Yeah.